Well, the arena is all set for the fresh and new oil wars. What oil wars, you ask? Well, this is going to be a different one. This one is going to be fought in the arena of Pakistan. It's all about Trump, it's about terror, and it's perhaps an oil war in the making. Over the next half hour, we are going to be telling you what really is the reason behind Trump cozying up with General Munir. We are calling him the Field Marshal of Pakistan, General Munir. We're going to tell you why it's important that we don't let the minute details of what Balochistan holds strategically as well as resource-wise, and how that may change the scope of geopolitics across the world and the relationship of India, Pakistan, as well as America. Well, over the past couple of months, US President Donald Trump, well, he has changed his tone and tenor against India like a chameleon changes its color. From calling India a great friend to literally bending before Pakistan, Trump has shown just how far a businessman, and I call him a businessman can go when it comes down, well, to the money. The latest chapter in the newly formed friendship between US and Pakistan has been Trump's action on Balochistan's rebel group. At a time when Asim Munir is in the United States spewing venom against India, the Trump administration has designated Balochistan Liberation Army as a terrorist organization. Now, we are not going to look into the terror acts, the reasons behind it, but let's look at the larger geopolitical timing behind this action. It's not just about striking a blow to Balochis' fight for independence from Pakistan's oppression. It will also ensure that their land, which Trump has been eyeing for quite some time now, falls into the lap of America. We'll tell you how Trump is all set to tap into and plunder Balochistan. Balochistan is, after all, one of the most underdeveloped regions in Pakistan, but it is very rich when it comes to minerals that are worth billions and billions of dollars. Let's explain what really it is that the Balochis have. For example, when it comes to oil reserves, it's about 6 billion barrels estimated of oil reserves in Balochistan. This perhaps is what Trump is eyeing for. Let's also tell you about natural gas. It's got about 334 MMCFD produced natural gas. In addition to that, when it comes to copper, about 5.9 billion tons in Reko Dik is where copper is being mined. And if you look at copper in Chagai, it has about 12.3 MMT. That is the amount of reserves, minerals and oil that Balochistan is sitting on. When it comes to gold, it's got about 41 million ounces in the Reko Dik as well. Gold, 650 metric tons in Chagai. This is just to give you a sense of how mineral rich this entire area is. The figures reveal just how much natural resources are present in Balochistan, but they remain untapped because the entire region constantly remains to be at war with Pakistan and ISI, with Pakistan and the atrocities that Pakistan has unleashed on the people of Balochistan. But the Trump administration claims that their action against the BLA and its alias is part of their border fight against terrorism. Trump administration does not see the atrocities, the human rights violations which are happening by the Pakistani army, happening by the ISI, and also the state-sponsored death squads of Balochistan, where they are killing and kidnapping people who are fighting for their freedom. Let us show you what the US Department of State instead says in its notification, as it has decided to call BLA a terrorist organization. This, you have it on your screens, signed by the US Department of State. It says designating BLA its alias as a foreign terrorist organization. In fact, since 2019, BLA has claimed responsibility for the attacks. And then it goes on to say, in 2024, BLA has claimed its role in attack near Karachi airport. Of course, there have been attacks other places as well. BLA has claimed responsibility for hijacking the Jafar Express. Action shows commitment to countering terrorism is there in United States. Now, of course, there are these reasons, a long list of attacks also, which have been cited by the US State Department when they say they have taken this action to ban the BLA. Now, here on Times Now, or India, never will condone any kind of violence act, any kind of terrorist acts. However, look at the surprising chronology. Aap chronology samjhiye. That now, after 2019, suddenly, BLA has been termed a terrorist organization by the US. Why now is the question. Now, this sudden decision of recognizing a rebel group that is fighting for Balochistan's right, as it says, as a terrorist organization, has come as a shock for the Balochis. While they are hopeful that the Trump administration will recognize their fight and support them, they have also warned US of the risks that they are taking in considering Pakistan as an ally. Let's tell you what exactly it is they are saying. They say, and this is Mir Baloch, an activist of Balochistan, who has said this, that the Baloch are not terrorists, that we are also victims of Pakistan-backed terror, that Pakistan coined death to America chant, and it was not the Balochis per se who were targeting US. Also reminding that Osama had lived under Pakistani army's protection itself, that they are quoting radicals as strategic partners. These are state assets for Pakistan, and recognizing our independence will only give America an alliance partner. That we are going to be allies of America. Why are you alienating us? So the big question in the minds of everyone right now is, why is Donald Trump giving such a platform to a failed country, to a terroristan such as that which is led by failed Marshal Asim Munir? After all, Asim Munir has been spewing venom about his neighbor, which is India, from his soil. Trump has been silent. Pakistan sponsored terrorism. However, Trump continues to remain silent. Is it because the US president has been bought by Pakistan's noble and money promise? Well, the Nobel Prize, of course, is one of the endorsements which are coming in. Let's tell you what exactly it is that Pakistan seems to be offering Trump in return. For example, remember, Pakistan has endorsed Trump for a Nobel Peace Prize very openly, something that he has coveted for a very long time. Also, Pakistan has promoted Trump brokered a ceasefire lie, which is an absolute lie, and India has made that very clear. However, Pakistan's happy to parrot whatever Trump says. Then, Pakistan, remember, has signed. What has it signed? A deal with Trump family-backed venture in cryptocurrency, which has been in the headlines as well, something that Pakistan's again backing Trump on. It signed another deal. This one is a pact to purchase oil from America. All these deals have been signed by Pakistan. Also, Pakistan simply refuses to counter Trump's tariff tirade. In fact, they get an easy deal as well because they are now being feted by Trump administration. Also, this is the larger context that we are getting for you. So while Trump may choose to ignore Pakistan's wrongdoing, give them a clean chit, and even give them a free run, not everyone in the United States have been backing him. In fact, there have been several concerns which have been raised. Former Pentagon official has issued a very stern warning to his president as well, comparing Munir's recent rant to those made by ISIS as well as Osama bin Laden as well. In fact, he even went as far as describing this failed Marshal Munir of Pakistan as an Osama in a suit. Watch this.
Americans look at terrorism through the lens of grievance. They believe that a grievance can be addressed with a diplomatic formula, a combination of bribes and concessions and so forth. They don't understand the ideological underpinnings of many terrorists. Asim Munir is Osama bin Laden in a suit. The fact of the matter is, there is no amount of concession that can be given to Pakistan that is going to change the ideology of Asim Munir or the Pakistani elite which he represents.
Why is it that former Pentagon officers themselves are coming out and saying Pakistan, and to be specific, Munir of Pakistan is nothing but Osama bin Laden in a suit. Let's tell you about the persecution that the Balochis have faced in the hands of the Pakistani army, in the hands of the ISI as well as the death squads. Just to get you some numbers, and these numbers are from this year alone, 2025, till date. The year's not even over. But already you have 785 people who have mysteriously disappeared after they criticized the Pakistani dispensation. In addition to that, 121 people were killed extrajudicially by the Pakistani army, by the Pakistani deep state. Let's get you some specifics. You have Diljan Baloch, an activist of Balochi origin. He was killed by state-backed death squads in Balochistan. Inayat Khair, another name you must remember, Inayat Khair Muhammad. He was killed by the state-backed death squad in Balochistan. But today, the man who's behind all of this atrocity in Balochistan, Asim Munir, he's actually being feted by President Trump. It's not just about the violence against the Balochis anymore. Now it is about plundering the resources of Balochistan. Let's go across to our panelists. Today joining us on the show, we have Amjad Ayub Mirza. He's an author and Baloch affairs expert. He's joining us live from London because he does not have the luxury of living in his own home state, his own home. Also joining us here today on the show, Dr. Jeffrey Gunter. He is a former US ambassador. He's joining us live from Las Vegas. Thank you so much, Dr. Gunter. Honorary sir, I'm going to be coming to you across first. Do you think that there is a clear narrative which is now coming to light? If you look at the chronology, that this is a quid pro quo between President Trump and Asim Munir, that Pakistan offers the riches of Balochistan, and on the other hand, Trump turns a blind eye to Pakistan and the wrongdoings of Munir?
Let me start by saying a terrorist organization is a terrorist organization is a terrorist organization. And if somehow whatever we talk about justifies the murder of innocents, whether it's at airports or trains, needs to be understood that they are simply FTOs, foreign terrorist organizations, that deserve the full force of the entire international community, and certainly a great country like India. And that's the pretext for this. The next is, it's actually, what we are watching right now is the art of the deal in the making. Sometimes it's not pretty. Sometimes it's not fun. Sometimes you don't understand it. But I can promise you, if you look at Azerbaijan and Armenia and the other peace deals along with the Abraham Accords, this is a peacetime president. This is a president who wants to bring peace. He doesn't want the money. He's got plenty of money. He doesn't want people and innocents killed in airport bombings. I understand exactly the issues that everyone has with what's going on with the PLA and all that. Absolutely get it. But there is no doubt that what we are looking for is peace in the region.
Ambassador Gunter, can you actually say that at a time when BLA, and let's say, just going by what the US State Department itself, Ambassador, with due regard, has said that they have been indulging in terror acts from 2019. Why now? The timing is suspect. Munir has been doing several rounds of Pakistan. Are you telling us Munir hasn't committed crimes against the people of Balochistan? Can America, with a clean conscience, say that?
It's a great point you're making. And what I'm trying to say is I smell peace in the air. I can just tell you that I believe that I smell peace. Donald Trump loves the Indian people. I'm telling you, you have to make a deal. And a lot of times it's not about whether you approve of the person, whether you like their politics. What you have to do is you have to get peace. And if you don't agree with me, ask the victims of the train bombings, ask the victims of the airport bombings, and also ask the people themselves who've been victimized through terror. And
that's a good idea. Let me ask someone who has been terrorized by the likes of Asim Munir, the Pakistani army and the ISI, Amjad, Ayub, Mirza. Do you smell peace in the air, or do you smell oil and riches in the air?
I smell blood. I smell blood in the air. And the Honorable Ambassador has mentioned that Trump is not interested in money because he might have a lot of money. It's not about Trump. America needs money. America needs rare earth minerals. And the Pakistan Army Chief is a very cunning person. And he has thrown these rare earth minerals, not only of Balochistan, but also of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province adjoining Afghanistan, as a bait. And the bait is that you come and we do not charge you any custom duty. So in a day and age when Trump is holding the sword of tariff, chopping off all the previous agreements between different nations and America, here he has got a country that is laid itself down in front of America, saying, you come and dig out the rare earth minerals and you can take them duty-free. Just give us the cost price. But this is a bait because the insurgency in Balochistan has gone out of Pakistan Army's control. They need modern technology and they need America to get directly involved in this conflict so that they can crush this movement of independence. And once the American corporations and America agrees for digging out the rare earth minerals, they will send like black water security guards, their own Marines dressed as security guards to counter this, plus American surveillance drones, plus American. And during this meeting in Tampa in Florida, I have unconfirmed report that Asim Munir has held secret negotiations with the representative of Israeli Defense Ministry as well. So it is all about how to control the Baloch insurgency and the rising discontent in the province of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. It has nothing to do with peace, and it has nothing to do with...
It's got nothing to do with peace, it's got everything to do with money. But as Amjad Ayub Mirza says, he doesn't smell peace in the air, he smells blood. This, remember, to Balochistan. Remember, even when the attacks have happened, Balochis have historically never targeted Americans, never targeted American assets and interests in the area where they have targeted Pakistanis as well as Chinese assets. Never Americans. They today ask, why is America alienating the Balochis instead of making them alliance partners? If there isn't any thirst for the Balochi minerals, why not ensure peace in Balochistan? Why not use this leverage against Pakistan to ensure peace in Balochistan? Those are the questions. Unfortunately, we don't have enough answers right now. Thank you so much, Amjad Ayub Mirza, for speaking to us, as well as Ambassador Gunter. Pleasure to have you on the show. We'll have a short break. Don't go anywhere.